Hi, first graders. Today I'm going to read you a story about the rainforest. And if we were in class, we'd be learning all kinds of great things about the rainforest. And so I want to try and bring some of it to you at home. You'll see that I am wearing my sloth shirt from Costa Rica that Adlai brought me. And Costa Rica, the rainforest there, is part of a tropical rainforest, and that's what we're going to learn about. Today I'm going to read this book called Nature's Green Umbrella. It's by Gail Gibbons. We've read lots of her books this year about nonfiction things like bats and owls, about holidays. She writes great books, but she uses artist pictures. She's the illustrator too. So we're going to read Nature's Green Umbrella by Gail Gibbons. And I'm going to do my best so that you can see it. Green leaves, wet leaves, the air is hot and steamy. Everything is moist. The sky darkens and it begins to rain. It pours on nature's green umbrella, the tropical rainforest. Most rainforests are found in warm, wet climates near the equator. Remember, the equator is that imaginary line that goes through the earth. These areas are called the tropics. When the sun shines, temperatures can reach 90 degrees Fahrenheit. They rarely fall below 70 degrees. Many tropical rainforests stay green year-round, and they stay warm year-round. Rainforests help create their own wet climates. They are thick with plant life. These plants and trees soak up rainwater from the soil and return it to the air through transpiration. I always say that word wrong. About half the transpired water falls back down on the forest as rain. Lots of rain. It rains more than 200 days a year in most rainforests. Sometimes as much as 240 inches of rain falls each year. And it shows the water cycle here. The rain comes down, then it gets evaporated back up. Trying to make sure you can see it all. Scientists believe some tropical rainforests have existed for hundreds of millions of years. Today, they cover about 7% of the Earth's land surface. Pushed together, they would be just about the size of the United States. Living in them are at least half of the Earth's species or kinds of plants and animals. Scientists are constantly discovering more. A single acre of rainforest, about the size of 2 football fields, may have over 300 different kinds of trees. In the United States or in Europe, a similar area of forest may only have 12 kinds of trees. The Earth's biggest rainforest is the Amazon rainforest in South America. It is home to more than 1,600 or 1,600 species of birds and about 1 million different kinds of insects. And here is South America, and here, this green area, is the rainforest. The rainforest, with its millions of plants and animal species, makes up a special community called an ecosystem. This term comes partly from a Greek word meaning house or place. From treetop to beneath the forest floor, all parts of this ecosystem work together to make sure that the rainforest thrives. Of the many ecosystems on Earth, the tropical rainforests are the most complex. The life of all rainforest ecosystems begin with sun, air, water, and soil. Green plants take in carbon dioxide from the air and waters and minerals from the soil. Their leaves contain chlorophyll, a substance that uses energy from the sun to turn these materials into food. During this process called photosynthesis, I think we talked about that earlier this year, oxygen is released into the air. It shows you here some animals that live in the rainforest. And we have boa constrictor, jaguars, harpy eagles, even hummingbirds. Plant life provides for the insects and other animals that share the rainforest ecosystem. In turn, these creatures become food for their meat eaters. This is a natural part of the life cycle of the forest. When death occurs, many organisms, such as fungi and bacteria, and insects and worms, break down the tissues of rotting tree trunks, other dead plants, and animals. These tissues become nutrients that go back into the soil and provide food for plants and trees. The cycle of life begins again. Here we have a plant eater, which is an okapi. We have a meat eater, which is an ocelot type of cat. We have a paca. We have some army ants. And things that grow on the plants, like mushrooms and things, are fungi. We have a slug and a green vine snake. Tropical rainforests are more than fascinating ecosystems. They're important to the world's climate. We've seen that some of the water transpired by the rainforest falls back again as rain. The rest is spread by warm currents of air to cooler, drier parts of the earth. So you can see all the rainforests are right in that middle section, and then their air goes up and down to our parts of the world. Tropical rainforests also help keep a healthy balance of gases in the air. Carbon dioxide is absorbed by the millions of trees and other plants. They in turn give off vast amounts of oxygen for people and animals to breathe. Here we have a sloth, a scarlet macaw. Ooh, we have a ghost bat. Lots of bats live there. Remember Stella Luna? She lives in a rainforest. Although a rainforest is one ecosystem, it is made up of different layers. In each layer, the plants and animals are specially suited to their place in the ecosystem. The tallest trees scattered throughout the rainforest are called the emergents. They can grow to be about 300 feet tall. They poke through the top layer of the rainforest growth, called the canopy. The layer below the canopy is called the understory, and beneath that is the forest floor. So we have the emergents, which are the top, the canopy. The canopy is kind of like the umbrella. The understory, which would be underneath the umbrella, and then the forest floor. And we see there's different animals that live in different spots. The canopy. Now we're going to look a little bit deeper. Many trees in the rainforest stand between 60 and 150 feet tall. Their branches and leaves form a sort of canopy or umbrella that shades the forest floor. These tall trees grow so close together that rain can reach the ground only by rolling down the trunks. Air plants are well suited to life in the canopy. They don't have roots in the ground to get their food. Instead, they rest on trees and live off the nutrients in the wet air, taking them in through their tissues of hanging roots. Here we have a howler monkey. They live in the canopy. Oh, and the long-tongued bat also. The canopy is alive with activity. Air plants often have beautiful flowers that attract insects, birds, and other animals to feed on their sweet nectar. Some tree frogs spend their entire lives in the canopy treetops, never going down to the ground. Did you hear that? Some frogs never go down to the ground. Sticky pads on their fingers and toes help them climb around the slippery leaves. Now we're going to talk about the understory. In the understory grows vines, smaller trees, ferns, and palms. Beneath them are still smaller bushes and ferns. Woody vines called lianas creep up and around the taller trees. Spider monkeys swing from them, looking for fruit to eat. It's very hot and humid because much of the heat and moisture is trapped under the leaves of the canopy. Few flowers bloom here because of the lack of sunlight. So we've got spider monkeys, kinkajous, a leaf butterfly. Oh, the flying fox. That's what Stella Luna was. She was a flying fox. The forest floor. Only about 1% of the sunlight shining on the canopy filters to the ground. Here, mosses, herbs, and fungi grow. Some of these plants are parasitic. This means they attach themselves to other plants and take away their food. The forest floor is covered with wet leaves called leaf litter. Dead plants and animals rot quickly, sending nutrients back to the soil. An anteater moves around the silt roots of a tall tree looking for ants to gobble up with its long sticky tongue. Many rainforest trees have very shallow roots. Large growths called buttress roots come out of the trunk above the ground and help support them. Stilt roots provide support too. Below ground, the tree's roots are shallow because the soil itself isn't very rich or deep. Most tropical soils are so old that the combination of heat and rain have leached or washed much of the soil away. Nutrients are found in the thin layer of the top soil left behind. So here we have that anteater. For over 8,000 years, people have lived in tropical rainforests, hunting, gathering food, and raising vegetables. They learned how to use thousands of rainforest plants for medicines. These people rarely harmed the environment because of their small numbers and the ways in which they used the rainforest. In time, other people came to the rainforest and they found wonderful foods like sweet potatoes, mangoes, and oranges, and they realized that these foods could be grown on farms and plantations and shipped all over the world. They discovered many thousands of plant varieties. About 1/4 of all the medicines doctors use to cure disease come from rainforest plants. The periwinkle, which is a rainforest flower, is used to produce 2 types of medicines that help cure different types of cancer. The juice of a South American lanai, called cure, is sometimes used to relax a patient's muscle during surgery. For most of their existence, the tropical rainforests were left undisturbed. Rainforest plants and animals flourished. Today, many rainforests are quickly disappearing at a rate of about 50 million acres each year worldwide. Trees are being harvested for their valuable wood. Even more are being cut down and burned to clear the land for roads, farming, and grazing. This practice is also called slash and burn. As forests are destroyed, some people believe the Earth's climate is changing. There is already a lot of carbon dioxide in the air. The burning of the rainforest releases even more. As all this carbon dioxide hangs in the atmosphere with other gases that are created in a similar way. With fewer trees to take in the carbon dioxide and transpire water back into the air, the Earth's warmth could be trapped inside a glowing layer of these gases. The world's climate could become warmer, and this is called the greenhouse effect. Meanwhile, another threat in rainforest areas is from flooding. Without the protection of rainforest plants, the soil is washed away by rain and wind. A useless wasteland is left behind. Without vegetation to grow, when the rain comes down, it rushes into streams and rivers, causing them to rise and flood vast areas. As the rainforest disappears, so do countless species of plants and animals. Many people are working hard to save the tropical rainforest from destruction. They hope to protect the people who live there too. One way is to create protected places called reserves. In some reserves, only selective cutting is done. This means that loggers and farmers can cut down certain trees, but others must be left to grow. Some people think extractive reserves also help. In these reserves, people are allowed to take only limited amounts of fruits, plants, nuts, and latex for the production of rubber and other natural products. Green leaves, wet leaves. Inside the tropical rainforest, life continues where it isn't threatened. The air is thick and hot. Once again, rain falls. The survival of tropical rainforests is important because they are nature's umbrella. So, lots of animals in this book and lots of things about the layers of the rainforest and how the rainforest helps us. Can you believe that so many medicines are made out of plants in the rainforest? It's incredible. And sloths are in the rainforest. They're such a cute animal. And we'll talk more about them another day. I hope you have a great day. Bye.